Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. We begin with a developing story in Pullman tonight after a 19-year-old student was found dead in a dorm room earlier this week. The cause of death has yet to be released. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk reports from campus tonight.
We're outside Parham Hall. This is where that 19-year-old student was found dead in his dorm room over the weekend. WSU police are still investigating, and while they do not suspect foul play, they're still waiting on official results from the medical examiner. It was 1:34 in the afternoon Sunday when Pullman paramedics received this call.
Paging Pullman ambulance for an unattended death, 624 Northeast Cougar Way, Parham Hall 613.
They found 19-year-old Luke Tyler unresponsive in a dorm room. Paramedics unable to revive him.
Pullman Fire Units, we are attempting CPR at this time.
Tributes are pouring out for the WSU student, friends describing him as kind and sincere, the life of the group. WSU police are investigating the death, and Chief Gary Jenkins tells KREM 2 at this point they do not suspect foul play and have not applied for a search warrant for the 19-year-old's dorm room and personal belongings. We don't know who discovered the body or called 911. While there's been speculation online about what led up to Tyler's death, WSU spokesperson Phil Weiler said, quote, "I would caution the public against speculation at this point in the investigation. The facts in this case are still being gathered. It could be several weeks before the coroner's office determines the cause and manner of death." WSU Pullman Chancellor Elizabeth Chilton sent a message to students saying she understands that during trying times a lack of information often leads to confusion and questions, but she also urged people to avoid speculation and said the loss of a member of our Cougar family creates a tremendous loss for all of us. A GoFundMe set up to help with funeral expenses has already raised several $1,000s. In Pullman, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
In other news this evening, we are continuing to follow the murder trial of a Spokane man accused of killing a man for practice before murdering his ex-wife. Nathan Beal is already serving nearly 32 years for his ex-wife's murder. This week, he's on trial for killing Andrew Bull. Well, today, attorneys dove into details investigators noticed in a string of surveillance video clips previously presented to the jury. Prosecutors believe the video clips capture Beal's walking route to and from the scene in downtown Spokane. A detective told the jury Beal's unique gait matched the walk of a person in the surveillance video.
As soon as he started walking from the police car towards the building, there was an immediate similarity that I recognized as being close to that individual in the video. Specifically, the slight duck walk with the left foot pointed out. I was a little bit excited at that point because it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, whoa, this might be the individual.
Beal will be in court again tomorrow. The 66-year-old accused of killing 7 people in a mass shooting in Half Moon Bay, California, appeared in the courtroom for the first time today. He is charged with 7 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. This was the 3rd mass shooting in 2 days, all in California. It is the 60th shooting in the U.S. in just 25 days. Texas grappling with severe damage in the wake of 3 tornadoes. New footage tonight shows cars overturned, roofs ripped off of houses and buildings. Despite catastrophic damage and severe flooding, the state is reporting only minor injuries tonight. All right, let's pause from the headlines to talk weather here locally. Our streak of seasonal weather could soon be coming to an end. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo with more on what we can expect for the rest of the week. Jeremy?
It's going to be a big shift as we head through the next few days, and it all starts, well, tomorrow night. Another 24 hours until we'll start to see those changes move in. Right now we sit at 29 degrees, but temperatures are dropping across much of the inland northwest. Down below freezing just about everywhere. Your hot spots down across the Palouse, down in the Lewis and Clark Valley, and Walla Walla, where we were quite warm earlier today. We all fall below freezing tonight, though, and that kind of sets the stage for what's to come. We have a push of Arctic air chasing a storm that's going to take over later on this week. A little bit of rain in Calgary. That's going to dip down into parts of Montana. For us, it's a winter storm that will hit as we get into Friday morning. It's going to be widespread snow, a little bit of a snow rain mix here in eastern Washington. Spokane, we're right on the edge of it. Likely see a little rain downtown as we start the day. Another shot of moisture arrives, and then, well, as we get into Saturday, another quick one. So next few days, active weather returns. Tomorrow looks a lot like today. Friday, the rain and snow. Saturday, it moves out, and then the cold takes over as we kick off next week.
All right, Jeremy, sounds good. Thank you very much. As the city of Spokane grapples grapples with the issue of homelessness, more than 40 volunteers are kicking off their annual point-in-time count. The goal? Get an accurate count of the area's homeless population. Organizers say the point-in-time count is vital. It helps generate homeless service funds and helps the city learn more about who is homeless and why.
Kind of all heard about it and stuff, and we're all very nervous. We all talked about it. It was not something we were too excited to do, but once we got out into it, it became really fun. Like it was fun hearing from people and knowing their stories and being able to talk to them and see them as a human.
The point-in-time count will continue through Sunday and survey the entire county. Organizers expect a total of 170 volunteers to take part in the 6-day event. As this year's point-in-time count gets underway, we investigated past data to see area growth over the past 5 years. In 2017, there were 1,090 people experiencing homelessness in Spokane County. That jumped to 1,245 people in 2018. It only grew by 64 people in 2019, but by 2020, that number had increased to more than 300, by more than 300 rather. 2021 shows a discrepancy in numbers because of the pandemic. Only people in shelters were counted at that point, so that number dropped to 992. And that brings us to last year. The count returned to normal, showing more than 1,700 people homeless. And that means in the last 5 years, the homeless population in Spokane has increased by almost 700 people. Well, Washington morgues are running out of space. This came to the attention after claims it was because of fentanyl overdoses. Well, tonight, it turns out there are multiple reasons.
I kind of think like the effects beyond COVID itself, but people delaying medical care, increased alcohol usage. I mean, all sorts of stuff like that has caused a pretty significant increase too, of where we're seeing like more naturals, more people dying in their house.
Well, other reasons include a shortage of doctors who perform autopsies and deaths related to the pandemic. But staff at one Washington morgue says an increase in overdose deaths is also a contributing factor. Meantime, the House Committee on Energy and Commerce held a roundtable discussion on big tech and the fentanyl crisis. Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles spoke about the problem fentanyl has had on the Spokane County community. Knowles says his office is finding it difficult to keep up with the new platforms that drug traffickers use to communicate and distribute the drug. He said social media companies are also withholding key data that could help law enforcement gather evidence in these cases. And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. The city of Lewiston still cleaning up tonight after a water reservoir ruptured 1 week ago. Today, it was drained to help repair the damage. The pumping process started early this morning. That progress was expected to wrap up by the end of the day. Meantime, a boil order is still in place for much of the city. They are waiting on test results to determine if that water is safe to drink again. And the Idaho State Police investigating a DUI car crash after the suspect is believed to have fired a shot near Pinehurst, Idaho today. Troopers responded to reports of an impaired driver in a truck traveling eastbound on I-90. A trooper tried to pull the 32-year-old Spokane man over, but that driver sped away, they say. Once the driver crashed a short time later, a gunshot was heard in the truck. No one, though, was injured, and troopers were able to take that man into custody. And the Bonner County Sheriff's Office identified a man and a woman who may be responsible for abusing and neglecting more than 30 dogs. Those dogs were found abandoned across North Idaho over the past week. They were severely underweight and unhealthy, and now 4 of those dogs have been able to go out to foster homes. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them directly to your phone.